take this, flip it around like that, and then put it in like that, and it aligns properly. There's a notch on this part where you can align it with this. For some unknown reason, when you put this together, it doesn't come with the alignment part because you can still turn it around like that. So I would probably recommend, and I'm going to probably do it later on, is to pull it out and put a little bit of glue at the tip and then seal it up and make sure the alignment is proper, because the last thing I want to do is think this to be loosened up and it falls apart or something like that. When in the instructions it states that you have to build this gun, it's the same gun, but the clip or the barrel, or, the representation of the actual canister round goes in one way, while the other one goes the other way, like that, as you can see there. So I got all 6 of the Gatling cannons taken care of, and they're done. So I'm going to retouch them up a bit, re-clean them up, and they're all going to be painted. So these I'm going to put to the side because they're done. Another preparation of the parts would happen to be these guys. These are the actual Magnum beam rifle clips, or canister rounds, or whatever you want to call it. Now supposedly you're supposed to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, and they gave in the kit it comes with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16 of these. And I was trying to figure out, well, how many do I have to put on? But then I realized, wait a minute, I might as well put them on as one long banana clip, and not have 2 separate ones, because there's nowhere in the kit where you can actually store it. I think the Kai version has it. I may have to look at the instruction manual for this. But I decided to get it out of the way, get this done. So I sanded down at the edges where I cleaned it up, and I'm gonna wash it a bit. I already glued it, so this thing is done. So this is, of course, look, what the part looks like before priming, and here's what the part looks like when it's primed, and here it is, fully painted. I kind of like how it came out. Looks a lot better than a regular bluish color. So I got these 2 finally done. I'll put them into the side because they're completed. So that's one out of many parts that I have fixed up. Now I decided to work on the inner frame. As you can see, here's what the inner frame looks like, especially with the assembled hands. I was thinking to myself I should do this gunmetal also, but I'm going to use the metallic gray paint like I did with the other inner frame before, so this one will come out pretty good. So as you can see here, this is all the white parts of the full armor Unicorn Gundam. I think nearly double the amount, or I wouldn't say double, because I think the original Unicorn didn't have 2 shields, didn't have all this, which represents the shell thing, and some other parts that will I think goes with the shields. But I got a lot here, and I'm gonna begin to sand it down. I've already removed all the parts, so I need to sand it down, put them on alligator clips, and prime it, and then paint it. And let's see how it looks. Well, after a long, strenuous work of airbrushing, painting, and making sure nothing gets screwed up, finally completely painted all the white parts white. And as you can see, this tray shows only a portion of the remaining parts that I need to look at and make sure that the actual texture of parts came out okay. It has a good shine to it. say the least. So it's not bad. I had some difficulties with the paint, as always, to the point that I ran out at the last minute. I have 2 parts that I didn't get a chance to paint, but by the time I receive a new batch of paint, I should have it ready to repaint those parts and then move on. Some parts that I had to do, of course, the smaller ones, I'd do something like this, put them in a kind of little shish kebab setup using the putty to hold on to it, the silly putty. While others, of course, I used its own friction to hold on. So that's taking care of that. And then, of course, you use putty and toothpicks to hold on the remaining part. I have to be very delicate with these parts. Very delicate. There's one thing, of course, that I really, really hate painting white paints. Especially the acrylic. Because the acrylic, you need to really put in a lot of thinner. Specifically lacquer thinner, which is what I was using. Maybe I didn't get just to show this. I have this one, lacquer thinner by Tamiya. I have another thinner from Mr. Hobby, but I decided to use this one, see how it is. I know it's kind of weird to use lacquer based paint from Mr. Hobby and a thinner based paint, thinner based solution from Tamiya, but I've heard people do that all the time. So I have a feeling I'm gonna have to see. I've got to take them off their trees, because the alligator clippers, because I need to now make room for the next set of parts that needs to be painted, which is the metallic, which is the gunmetal parts for the weaponry. So I got to take care of those. But this one is done, 99.5% done. Which now brings me to a nice little cool thing that I did with the actual fuel tanks. And you guys may have noticed that there's some tape here. Using bare metal silver, I spray painted the whole thing silver. Then I covered it with Tamiya tape, spray painted it white, and the following results is what we're going to do right now. We're going to see how it looks. Alright. That actually came out pretty good. Some of the paint bleeded in, but I'll see what I can do to clean that up. I saw somebody do a custom build with the custom paint job with the full armor, doing the same thing, but he did it interestingly cool. He did like half this part white, half this part gray or silver, or however he did it. But I really like what he did, so I said, alright, I want to try that, but I want to try the whole thing. There we go. So this one came out really nice. It gives it a little bit more definition, a better look to it. I kind of like it. Came out really nice. Hope you guys enjoyed that part. I have been thinking of maybe doing it with other parts. You know what? perfect example would be the shield. What I can do is I can tape up everything here, here, and here, and just leave this part like that, and then spray paint that. And then the top part, the other part of the shield, again, cover this with tape here and here and here, and all the way around, and then paint everything like this silver, so that it has a nice definition look to it. Something different, something to give it a little bit more personality, you could say. I'm going to try that once this thing is dry, but I just want to get it another day's worth of dryness. So with that being done, let's now move on to the next colors, which would be the metallic, which would be the, actually, you know what, I think I better show you, which would be this guy. I'm kind of excited with putting on the colors like this on the fuel tanks, and it came out so well, and I really like how it looks. Again, as I said before, I want to try it with the shield, because it looks like a good old, you know, a good way of customizing the shield and not keep it a bland white shield. So I took the time to put a lot of masking tape onto this, which only exposes this area, as you can see here. And right now I'm in the middle of putting on masking tape here, so I can cover this side here, this here, and just exposing all this up to, I guess up to there, so to speak. And then at the top I'm going to put some panel tape there, because I don't want this to expose, but I may have to paint that area, the back area. Actually, it's not going to be seen that much that way. Another thing I kind of saw that I said, you know what, this would probably look good painting it with the bare metal silver, which would be this. I decided to cover this entire part here and just expose this part, the canopy of the shuttlecraft. So this will all be painted, you know what? There it goes. Bare metal silver. And also this part here, I thought this would be perfect. I just need to refine it a bit and cover it in certain areas. But yeah, since this is so exposed, I said, let me try this. I'm looking at other parts as well. Maybe I have to pre-assemble a few parts and see what it looks like assembled. You know, I was like looking at this, but I didn't see anything here that would differentiate the part, make it more unique. Thinking about this part, like maybe get this part in there painted, but I think this part would probably benefit from it, so I'm thinking about it. Slightly thinking about it. I should also look at the manual. Let's see here, because the other parts would like some of the charcoal parts, which it makes up the frame of the shuttlecraft, would definitely need to be painted in the other color that I wanted. But to make something silver, or make something uniquely silver, I don't know. I don't see anything here on the shuttlecraft. As for weaponry, I think I'm going to leave it the way it is with the shield.